All right, Brent, we're going to move on to that Pro Stock A feature main event. And let's do the rundown here. Anthony Schwellenbach, man, he was cruising this morning on that Cyclecraft Yamaha sponsored ride. Adam Reek, we talked to him earlier today. He's ready to go on the 922. Scott Wadzak on the 41. Dylan Poynton on the 29. He's been in the mix. Jeremy Houle, we've seen him on the gas today. Devin Young on the 979. Zach Martin on the 918. Brian Wazak's in the 68. Ken Mosh, he races all over. You can't count him out. He's on the number 5. Rhett Fuller on the 14. Ben Enlow on the 95. He's been in the mix all day. Ryan Mulder on the 6. Brennan Stover, Tate Pearson, Chris Ankeny, I should say, on the in the 424 cart. They're getting ready to go. This is going to be a good one. I'd say these top 9 or 10, even 12, I'd say, are the names I recognize throughout the day in some of our heat races today. Schwellenbach, Reek, Watzak, Poynton, Houle, Young, Martin, Wazak, Mosh, Fuller, and Enlow are just some of the names we've been calling today. They are getting ready to go. Brent, what do you see?
They're all heavy hitters, and here we take the green flag. All 15 cars of the Fuel Off Road Pro Stock Division in the mains here this afternoon in this beautiful sunny skies in Shawano, Wisconsin.
Oh, we got a huge pileup in turn 2.
Just a train wreck. One person, yeah, you can see one person, that's all it takes, checks up and he just collect everyone.
So out front is the, well, we got a full course yellow, of course, because of that one. That was an interesting pileup. I'm sure we'll have a replay on that momentarily, but they're going to have to gather these guys all up, get them situated. But a huge pileup there in turn number 2. Off of the asphalt into the dirt section. Oh, he has a little trouble with that front end. That's Adam Reek trying some different lines to get into the mix here. He is in third, but he's trying to get some, find a different way around our leaders, Schwellenbach and Poynton. We got Devin Young right there in 4th, Jeremy Houle in 5th as they come down the switchback section, the elevation.
Cool,
yeah, that is a really cool shot on our screen right there. These guys going out, and then you got Wazak, Fuller, Pearson, Martin, all battling bumper to bumper here. Now head back towards the dirt section. And what do you see, Brent?
I see a lot of dry dirt, a lot of dry soil, creating a lot of dust. But this is off-road racing. This is not all asphalt. We can't say it is an asphalt, but these guys are really putting these cars to the test as Reek just flying.
Sure is the Fuel Off-Road. Is Schwellenbach, Poynton about half a second back in second. Adam Reek 1.3 seconds back in third spot on the 922. Oh, look at it. Here we're going side by side, and there are 2 guys going through the left option. We haven't seen that much today.
No, we've seen a lot of guys using that inside lane, but as it's drying out, they're carrying more speed on that outside.
So Schwellenbach still takes the inside. Poynton and Reek try the outside. Oh, wow. And Reek nails Poynton and takes them both out. So they're going to drop back. Oh, boy. Someone's not going to be happy about that one. Poynton and Reek are going to drop back big time as Houle now moves in. Devin Young moves up to second. Houle into third. Kenny Mosh up to 4th. Wazak into 5th. Oh. Poynton and Reek are just dropping back through the standings.
It is getting very, very aggressive late here.
Another good battle.
Another good battle on screen.
That's the 979 of Devin Young and Jeremy Houle. Houle, we've talked about him a lot today. He's really been in the mix.
Yeah, Houle has that car figured out, and it's working nicely in this sand section. And he's trying to go outside, inside, as he does, trying to push him out. And it does work for a little bit, but it's hard to pass on this track.
Thought he had him there momentarily. I see a yellow flag out and waving. A couple yellow flags are out, so we'll see what's going on here. Are they still? They are still hung up together there, yeah. Brent. In that final turn, there's CJ going to try to pull them apart. So we got a full course yellow for Adam Reek and Dylan Poynton, who are running second and third there, and they are both out of it. You know, Reek, you can't blame him. He went inside, tried to make a move. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was dirty. He went hot, a little heavy, but took them both out. So, you know, Poynton's not going to be happy at all. But Reek, I wouldn't consider that a dirty move. It was just aggressive.
Yeah, and you can't really take away from any one of them. But at the end of the race, if you want to win, you have to be aggressive. That might be a little bit too aggressive, but if there's an opportunity, there's an open hole, you need to take advantage of it. There's not a lot of passing opportunities. You have to wait for a mistake on this track, but right there, Adam Reek tried to take it in his own hands, and I would have did the same thing. I mean, if you're going to see an opening, you have to go for it.
Got the John Deere front loader out there trying to separate these two. Something must be really entangled over there. We can't see it from this angle.
Yeah, you don't want to go and rip those cars apart too quickly. There's very, very expensive parts on those UTVs.
So full course yellow is out. And the front loader there going to try to lift them up, tear them apart. See, they just kind of attach a chain or a tie down, try to lift one off of the other one, Brent.
Yeah, actually, when they came together, you can see Reed kind of jumped up on top of him, and you can see they're locked together.
Yeah, his wheel might be in his cage there.
Not the day they were looking for on the opening weekend of this new event here in Shawano, Wisconsin.
That's Johnny Greaves there pushing, isn't it?
Yep, that's Johnny Greaves.
Yeah. Johnny Greaves on the right with the monster hat there. Normally racing these things, or trucks actually. Is he more Pro 4 or Pro 2? He's done that over the years. He's out, him and his son, and Rodney Van Epperen doing some promoting this weekend. So they're out there trying to pull these guys apart.
You got one guy holding on to the front bumper.
Sorry, bro, that's not working. So we got a full course yellow here. This is our Fuel Off Road Pro Stock main event. How many laps in are we on this one? 3, 4 laps in, maybe?
4 laps in.
Pretty. There you go. Got him. Got them untangled, but guess what? They're going to be lined up next to each other on the restart.
Now they need to work together to get back to the front.
Good luck with that. I can see some bumping and grinding going on here as they get going. All right, so they're getting them separated. They are off and rolling there, and we will get these guys re-lined up for our Fuel Off-Road Pro Stock main event. Remember, Brent, the winner's going to take home $2,500 just in this main event alone. Second place is going to take home $1,500. Third place is going to be $800. Fourth place is going to be $400, and fifth place $200.
That is some great payout.
Yeah, that's just today. They can also race tomorrow, and it's the same payout tomorrow. And then the Pro Mod, we'll go over that payout a little bit later for our Pro Mod main event. But in total, $25,000 purse over the 2 days that these guys are putting out. A huge payday. Pretty good rider turnout, just under 100 entries today. A good crowd. So it's a pretty successful first time ever Monster Energy side-by-side Spring National presented by Yamaha. Oh, check out the broken fender there on the 29 of Poynton.
Yeah, Poynton's probably not too happy, but that's how racing goes.
Sure.
It's a give and take, and some days you're on the top end of that. In today's action, they both were on the bottom end. I mean, you take a chance, try to make a move, but for Adam Reek, it really didn't help him out. We'll see if Adam can get back up with the group and try to file his way through with a couple laps to go.
All right, so they're going to restart them single file, and it is Schwallenbach leading this one, Devin Young, Jeremy Houle, Ken Mosh in fourth, Brian Wazak fifth, Rhett Buller is sixth in the number 14 car, Tate Pearson's up to seventh, Zach Martin is eighth in the 918, Brad Meinrich in the 28, he's ninth. And I hear some motors running, the pace car leading them back out on the track, and we'll get underway here momentarily. Hopefully the pack keeps tight and they get rolling here racing. We already had some good racing just in this one. We've only had 2 main events so far, our Sportsman and our Trail Warrior. Remember, drivers, after your main event, we'll talk to you on the podium, top 3, so don't head back to the pits. If you reach the top 3, we'll talk to you on the podium. Right, half of our guys drove home, I think. Just head back down 29 to Green Bay. Get a frosty freeze over there at Dairy Queen.
Should be coming back to green anytime now, as they're all creeping up. Oh, we have big mix-up in the top 5.
I see fenders flying. There's plastic flying. Here we go into the dirt section. It is Schwallenbach, Young, Jeremy Houle on the green.
It looks like Houle lost part of his front right fender. And ripped right off.
Mosh in the 4th spot, and Wazak, everyone taking that inside line over that tire. Did you see that?
Yeah, there's a lot of different sections in this track where it's very, very tough to negotiate, but these guys have really put their heads down, and they're making a great event out of this. And you can see as they're coming in the back section, they're taking their time very slowly through those turns now. As you see, here comes Hooley to the front. Hooley trying to make a wide line around, trying to take that split lane as he's side by side with Devin Young.
All right, back to the asphalt, and it is Schwallenbach, Young, Houle, and Mosh. Mosh trying to get in there. He's 4th as you see him cut across a little bit of the grass there. Houle in the green. Is that Textron, I believe, in 3rd. Houle, Mosh in 4th. Wazak in the mix. Pearson, Fuller, Bishke, Enlow, and Martin. Keep an eye on Poynton and Reek. Look at that, 15th and 17th, respectively.
Looks like Jeremy Hooley starting to reel in once again, our 2nd place driver of Devin Young in the 979. Hooley all over the back of Devin Young, trying to make room, and he does.
And Mosh trying to get around Hooley there. Mosh going outside, carrying some speed, and over jumps that little tabletop, and he's up to 3rd. Man, he's on the gas right now as he's closing in on Devin Young, and just ahead of him, Schwallenbach in the lead. So Young better check his mirrors because he's got Ken Mosh coming at him soon.
Yeah, Ken Mosh looking really well later in this parts of this race. And Hooley starting to work that outside once again. He finds himself back in 4th.
Here they come back on the asphalt. It's Schwallenbach, Young, Mosh now, and Hooley. Brian Wazak right there in 5th. These guys are all over the track, getting sideways, slip and slide, coming back onto this asphalt in front of the crowd and in front of our viewing area. 918, Zach Martin there.
Yeah, you can see as camera went out on that section of the dirt part, it was very, very dusty. As you can see, the dust flying, so vision is very, very big key in today's race.
Most of these guys wearing full face helmets with the air intake and apparatus. And here's the battle, that great battle. Devin Young, Ken Mosh, Jeremy Houle trying to go inside. There's not a ton of passing here. Ken made a great pass earlier on that last lap right here in this section, kind of over jump past Hooley. And Young there, but Schwallenbach out front and lead this one. He's got a 1.7 second lead over Devin Young. And then Ken Mosh right there behind him in 3rd. So
yeah, Schwallenbach has really opened up the lead once again in this second half of the race, just taking his time, hitting his marks. We've heard it from a lot of drivers this weekend. You have to be patient. You have to let the car come to you. You can't really rush things, as you can see. Schwallenbach taking his time, letting it roll through the turn.
Look at the crowd lining up the fence there all the way down in that southern section. That's the most we've seen all day today. White flag already. Ken Mosh cutting across the grass there. I guess that's still part of the track.
Yeah, it's part of the track.
Inside the cones. All right, white flag, Brent. This is going to be good. Schwallenbach looks like he has this pretty much locked up unless he makes a mistake. But this battle, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, this is going to be hot here. Coming down the line. Who do you got? What do you see?
Man, Devin Young's still very, very strong in this second half on the white flag lap. You can see that right rear dancing up in the air as they take that right-hander going into the dirt.
All right, so Schwallenbach, 2.5 second lead over Devin Young. Ken Mosh and Jeremy Hooley. Final lap. Oh, Mosh is stepping on it. He's trying to get around Young. He's got to get going if he's going to do it. Schwellenbach's pretty much checked out. This is his. And Hooley's dropped off a little bit. You see him there in the green side-by-side in fourth. He's dropped off the pace, so that battle's going to be second and third between Young and Mosh.
It looks like Schwellenbach going to be in the number 22 car coming towards what will be the finish line. And he's taking his time as we got a battle for the second place spot. Ken Mosh, Devin Young, all over one another.
That's still Young in second, Mosh in third. Here we go. Couple more corners to go. Mosh went inside in that final corner, and Schwellenbach takes the win. And I think, let's see, I believe it is Ken Mosh. He does. He pulls it off with the one turn to go. And Devin Young will finish up third. He's got to be bummed about that one. What a race, Brent. That was a cool one. Pretty exciting. Talk about some of the moves and the passes there. That was a cool. I'm going to head down to the podium. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Yeah, very, very aggressive race. You can tell that these guys are running for the big checks. Adam Reek earlier in a big mix-up. I wouldn't call it anyone's fault, but today it was all about Schwellenbach. Anthony Schwellenbach in the number 22. Devin Young with a great finish. And it's just amazing what this track has created. Such battles, such competition battles amongst each other. Dyson swapping back and forth. It is just one great facility alongside of Yamaha Monster Energy sponsoring this great weekend. Ken Mosh with a great finish in second. Schwellenbach with a 1:21.490 during the race, and actually the fastest lap of the race was a 1:29.48. So these guys are hooking up and getting around this facility very fast.